What's up, grinders? It's the Country CEO back again with another video, man. Look, hope you're well. Hope your family is safe. Keeping safe from this pandemic and all of this craziness that's going on in this country at this time, man. Look, stay safe. You know, whatever you got to do to stay safe, just stay safe. We want you to be here and live out your dream of what? Starting your own dump truck business or continuing to prosper in your own dump truck business, right? Right? Look, guys, I got a good one for you today. Can you start your own dump truck business and not drive your own truck? Right? Right? Can you start your own dump truck business and you have no intentions of driving the truck yourself? All right, let's get into it. All right, so you can have a dump truck. Obviously, you can get a truck without having to have CDL license, right? All right, and so let me say unequivocally that yes, you can have a dump truck business without having to drive the truck yourself. Had a lot of guys I've worked with over the years just looked at it as an investment, went out, got a truck, right? They worked at the plant, they worked at the paper mill, they had a great job, and they didn't want to leave that great job that they had a lot of years in order to try to come and work in the dump truck business, right? All right, so here's the thing. I personally recommend you at least having a CDL. That's my thing. You know, if you're going to own a truck, I believe that you ought to be able to drive everything that you own. That's my own personal preference and what I would recommend, right? All right, so that's my recommendation. But if you're a guy that wants to do this, start your own dump truck business, but have no intentions of driving yourself, here are some things that I would recommend you get in order to be sure that you are successful and that it works out for you, right? All right, the first thing is it all starts with a driver, right? If you're going to have a dump truck business and you have no intentions of driving yourself, you don't even have a CDL or maybe a physical handicap or whatever, this is an investment for you. It all starts with the driver, right? Here it is. You need someone you can trust, okay? Someone you can trust. All right. What do I mean by that? This person is going to be the foundation of what you're trying to do. You're going to be totally dependent on them because you can't drive yourself. You got to be able to trust this guy or this gal, right? All right. And so that's number one. So what are some things particular about them that you need to be able to trust? I'm glad y'all asked. Y'all got great questions. The first thing is you need to trust that they're going to go to work, right? All right, I don't know if this is going to be a family member, a brother, sister, sibling, or you're just going to take a shot at hiring somebody, but you need to be able to trust that they're going to go to work, right? I don't know if your situation is that you're going to be at home or that you're going to be on your job or wherever you're going to be. Well, it doesn't matter. You just need to be able to know that truck has left the yard or your house and gone to work, and you're not going to have to be calling behind somebody, hey, man, where you at? You know, what's up? And all that kind of foolishness, right? So you got to trust them, someone that they're going to go to work. Number two, you got to trust them that they're going to be consistent in going to work, right? 2 or 3 days a week, and the rascal want to be off for 2 or 3 days a week or 4 days a week, or he gets his check on Thursday and the joker don't show up on Friday. Did y'all hear that? Right? So you need to know that they're going to be consistent at going to work. All right? You don't need a 2-day-a-week guy. You need a 5-day-a-week guy at the very least, and a go-getter when it's on Saturday. And don't mind being flexible if it has to be at night. All right? But we got some things that can help you out of that. But if that guy can at least give you 5 days a week, then that's great. Okay? All right. Third thing, you need to trust that driver that they ain't going to steal from you. Did you hear that? You need to trust them that they're not going to steal from you. What do you mean, country CEO, steal from me? Well, the reality of it is I have witnessed guys selling the fuel. How do they sell fuel, country CEO? Well, they do it a couple of ways. If they got your card, they can simply fuel up somebody else's truck. They can pull up beside them at the fuel aisle, and they can fill their truck up, and then they can fill their truck up while they're doing it, and then they give them a cash money. All right? Or they can make purchases on your card doing other stuff. Okay? So you got to be able to trust this rascal that they ain't going to steal from you. What are other ways they can steal from you? If they somebody come to them, want them personally to haul a load for them with your truck, and that guy or girl hadn't asked you anything about that. So they take your truck and go make money with your truck and hadn't told you anything. To me, that's stealing from you. Or if they're on a job for a contract and they take the stuff, the material, instead of going to the job to dump it, they going to dump it somewhere to make money. That's stealing from you. And that's going to get you run off, right? So you got to be able to trust this person that they're not going to steal from you. Number 4, you need somebody that can think for themselves. Okay? All right? Proper operation of that commercial vehicle is centered up on somebody that can think, right? Most accidents happen, most problems come between the steering wheel and the seat. Did you get that? All right. So you need someone that can think for themselves as it relates to driving ability and all that kind of stuff, but also being able to make business decisions, right? You don't need a joker calling you every 10, 15 minutes, every hour on hour, every 7, 8 times a day just to make every single decision. You need them to be able to think for themselves and make good common sense decisions, right? All right? Because if you got to make every single decision, you might well be on the truck. And there gonna come a time they got to be able to make some good decisions. So you need somebody that can do some rational thinking and problem solving, man. Because there's gonna be some times you're not gonna be reachable, and they got to make the decision. All right. So you need somebody that can be able to think. All right. And then fifthly, when it starts with the driver, you need someone that can function in the system that you design, right? When you got your dump truck business, you've heard me talk about it. You got your paperwork, how you're going to do your paperwork and how you got your stuff set up and what you expect, right? And that driver needs to come and be able to fit into that system that you've set up for how you run your business, right? Why is this important? Because a lot of guys are strong-minded, stubborn, and they want to do things their way. No, you're the boss. Matter of fact, you pay the cost to be the boss, right? And so they need to fit their way they do things into your system and the way you want things done, right? Obviously, your responsibility is to explain to them what you expect, but then you expect them to function in that system that you design for how you want your business being done, right? Give you an example of that. If you want them to collect all your receipts at the end of the week, you want them to have their tickets in order where they've worked and all that, you expect all that to be in order. All right, you don't want coffee stains on your paperwork you can't read. Half of the ticket tore off. You know, they ain't taking care of your paperwork. Losing your fuel receipts, right? Right. That's just an example. Function in the system that you put in place, right? Look, if this video is being valuable to you right now, hit that like, hit the subscribe button, share this video, leave a comment. I'll be glad to discuss and answer you later on. But look, it all starts with the driver if you want to have your own dump truck business. But secondly, it all starts with the truck, right? You want to make sure that you get a reliable truck. You don't want this guy that you're trusting to be on side of the road every time you look around, right? You want a good solid truck, right? If you're going to put this guy in, right? So that's paramount. All right. Second thing is you need to have a plan for maintenance, right? If you're not going to be on the truck, the least you can do to be enforceable about is putting a plan for maintenance in place, right? And you share that and talk to your driver about that so he or she understands this is what we do, our plan for maintenance, right? All right. And you can get some ticket books made up to where it's a maintenance checklist every week, all right, that make sure that they're checking stuff out on that truck, just, you know, water, oil, or diesel, things that they can do, you know. So you need to have a plan for maintenance. All right. Thirdly, what's going to be your fuel card situation? Or how is that driver going to get fuel? Are you going to get up every morning and fuel the truck up? Are you going to fuel the truck up every evening? Or are you going to trust this guy or girl with a fuel card so they can get fuel? All right. This is important because I've seen a lot of owners not taking care of their business in that regard. And I've seen drivers on the side of the road having run out of fuel. I've seen some. I've seen some that have had to just pull over. They couldn't go any further, or at the diesel station, truck stop, waiting on the owner to come, give them fuel, right? All right. If you trust the driver, you ought to be able to put a card in their hand. That's what I've done throughout my years, and I've never had a driver to misuse a card of mine. All right. All right, so I've trusted those guys, right? And I monitor my stuff on the internet, you know, where my car been used at. So I'm on top of that. All right. So you need to figure out the fuel situation, how that driver's going to get fuel. All right. But then fourthly, when it comes to the truck, the driver has access to the things he needs. You might be out. How is he going to have access if he got to top the truck off with some oil, top the truck off with some gear oil? some hydraulic oil for the bed, you know. Suppose it's a rainy day and the windshield breaks off. Does he have access to go and get a windshield wiper for the truck? So you need to figure out how is he going to have access to the things he needs. Okay? All right. So look, you're going to start a dump truck business with no intention of driving yourself. It all starts with the truck. It all starts with the drive. But finally, it ends with the work, right? It ends with the work, right? So here's what I'm saying. Who will find the work for the truck? Right? You're the owner. He's the driver. Who's going to find the work for the truck? You need to figure that out. Whose responsibility is that going to be? All right. Number two, who will talk and negotiate with the general contractors and people on these jobs? Is that going to be you or is that going to be him? All right. I raised these two issues because I've seen situations to where there were some owners that had drivers and their expectation was that the driver was going to find the work and talk business with general contractors. All right. Sometimes that stuff worked out. Sometimes that stuff was jacked up. All right. So you need to figure out, all right, who's going to handle business with these contractors and who's going to find work for the truck. Right. All right. And so there's also an expectation if you're going to expect the driver to do these things, then typically you're going to be paying your driver $1 or $2 more an hour or a little more to take upon that responsibility. If your life is so busy and this is total investment, you want him to handle everything, then there's an expectation that you got to pay him a little bit more. Okay? All right. So my 2 cents on this whole ordeal is simply this, right? If you're the owner, pop up on jobs unannounced sometimes. All right? Your driver needs to know that you could turn the corner anytime. I've got to be honest with you. I found when I scaled up to 3 trucks and I came off the truck at the birth of my daughter, I stayed off a whole year, right? And I found and discovered that when you're out there with the truckers, your employees as the owner, they tend to do 100% of what they're supposed to do. But when you are not there, just like your child, don't ever say what your child will do when you ain't looking, right? And I experienced that. Nothing bad, but I experienced that they kind of didn't go as hard as I would have wanted them to, right? Not all of them, but you have one in the crowd that kind of relaxes when the boss man ain't around, right? So if you go be the owner, you know where he's working at, pop up on the jobs every now and again. Get it in his or her mind that you will show up and them not know it, right? And it's not to check them or snitch on them or spy on them, but it is to let them know that you're involved in your business. And you're just trying to see what's going on, okay? Be involved in your business. I don't care if it is an investment and you got this guy girl taking care of your truck and working your truck. Be involved in your business, right? Be involved. Know what's going on, right? Communicate with that driver, right? And have an expectation that they're going to communicate with you, all right? And then finally, if you got you a good driver and you got you some work and you got a reliable truck, reward that driver. Because everything is riding on them to work this truck for you. Reward them extra, at different intervals and holidays and just because, okay? All right, so look, that's my little spiel that you can have and start a dump truck business and have no intentions of driving the truck yourself. It all starts with the driver. It all starts with a reliable truck. And it all ends with the work. All right? Look, if this video has been valuable, hit that like, hit the subscribe button. No grind, no shine. I'm out of here. I'm gone.